now free to move about the country. It's going to be my next job as a spokesman for an airline.
I like it. Getting it down here for it. Good.
I need something. This corporate thing ain't going to work out forever. So.
Yeah. Well, it's important to be thinking.
I know. Yeah. Keeping my head on a swivel.
Always have that next level.
Exactly.
Ready to move.
Another episode.
I'm excited. We got some good stuff going on here. I think you guys are going to like this one here a lot. So for those of you that join us all the time, welcome back. Crack your drink. Join the party.
Welcome to the party.
For some of the new people or first people joining us, welcome to the We're Still Cool, right? Podcast.
Right?
I'm Sean.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome to the party.
Yeah. So should we get this drink out of the way?
I think we should.
It looks really good and I'm fucking thirsty. So
Right?
Yeah, it sounds great.
what's in it?
You didn't want to just guess.
Fine.
Is it the blind surprise?
Is it called
Eric,
flood water? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it does kind of look like muddy water, but this is kind of a take on an Arnold Palmer. It's iced tea, lemonade, and whiskey, bourbon.
Okay.
So,
Well, you had me at
All
whiskey,
right.
so.
and we use some Cody Road. So shout out to our guys over there.
Shout out to them.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah, I could drink that.
Oh, well, there we go. Did you have a second one of those on deck for me here when we get going here? Because that is...
We need to start a list of the ones that are that good where we're just making by the pitcher.
Yeah,
Just
I do
fucking
have
set
like
it
a
out.
half backup cup I can just set over by you guys.
All right, that was the first genius idea. That maybe one of the first genius ideas that we've had. We need a pitcher going out front, just like
a
constantly
decanter.
of like a roll the dice how good your drink is.
Yeah.
If the pitcher stays empty, then
Oh, that's a
fail.
good
If you got a
point.
good one, because
And if the pitcher's empty, we're Ubering home. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's that too.
I mean, we're going like 4 or 5 in a row of good drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we need to fuck it up bad.
Yeah, about
we need to
time
have something.
somebody
I've got an idea for
About
that.
time to
You did say you got a bad one coming.
about time to step on it. But
Yeah, but
my man,
guess what? We have a guest today.
we do have a guest. But real quick,
Yeah.
it's your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Happy
Oh,
birthday.
yeah.
Happy
I
forgot about
birthday,
that.
dude!
Yeah. Oh, did you? You cocksucker face? Yeah.
Well, we celebrated yesterday, so like,
Right.
it's not your birthday
We
anymore.
did. Yeah. We'll get into that. But yeah,
Yes.
another year goes by, another wrinkle in the old ball sack, as they say. So yeah.
Just means you've lived, man.
That's
just means
true.
you've lived,
That's
so.
true. And
But
I think
happy
I'm shrinking.
birthday.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you
I was
guys.
gonna call you earlier, but I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna see him tonight." So
Yeah, you're the only one that didn't tell
wanted
me it. So
express
thanks,
it in
dickhead.
front of everybody. Hey, I'm expressing it to everybody so they can hear. You know how many followers we have listening to this?
That's
This is
true.
Way bigger of an impact.
Yeah,
than,
you just
than
told millions
everybody.
of fans. So
Millions of-
Or at least 60.
All right.
call it what you want. It's fine.
All right. Well, wish them a happy birthday if you.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, it's been a good weekend. So
You're a good dude.
I will say, someone gave me a balloon.
A balloon.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a balloon in a very long time.
What
but
did-
our special guest John is here,
Yes.
and he brought me a balloon for my birthday.
John,
so welcome,
welcome,
John.
John.
That's a good
Happy
one.
birthday,
yes,
Mike.
yes.
Thank you, buddy. It feels good. I'm only a couple years younger than you.
Sure. Mike likes to give everyone shit around here because he's the young dog here, but
I
old
do,
are you?
and I always will be 42 as of today.
Oh, my God.
So, well, earlier you said so. Just real quick, I've talked about John. He's emailed us before, and John and I worked together for a long time. God, I'm not good with years, so I can't remember how
been a
long ago
long
it was. It's been a long time, but we worked together for a total of probably, I don't know, was it 10 years between
At
both
least,
places? Yeah. So, but John worked over almost 25 years in the airline industry and currently has a different profession that is nothing to do with that whatsoever. But we'll get into it also. But yeah.
So for those of you guys that remember, your email was the one that kicked us off on this whole thing of like jobs that we've had in the past, which have been a pretty consistent theme that we've brought up around here. So
Yeah. Whether it was cool or shitty or
right,
the best job
right.
you've
What
had.
it was, we have some comment to it. So for those of you that are listening that want to be guests on here, we tell you to email in, and if you write some good ones, you got a shot at getting here. I'm just saying.
No
So,
pressure.
I mean, if you're wondering how you do it, where can they email us, Mike?
We're still cool, right? At gmail.com.
That's
and
it.
while we do check the other socials, it's a lot easier to keep everything through email. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have anything to say, just shoot us an email. We love to read them. So
But yeah. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks,
it should
John.
be fun
Thanks
here.
for having me.
yeah. So we kind of talked about you a little bit. I'm gonna try. Here's what I'm gonna try and do. I've known John a long time, but I'm really shitty with details. So I'm gonna say things about John I think are true, and we're gonna see if it's right or not.
Is it like a game show now?
Kind of.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. See if I know myself.
You should probably call your wife because I don't even know if you know yourself.
And for $100, is this correct?
Yeah, exactly. You've been married to your wife for a long time. I'm not even gonna try and guess how many years.
Coming up, oh, wow.
Oh, I shouldn't have put you on the spot.
24 years.
24 years. Okay.
Wow.
So shout out Leanne. She's
Cool
amazing.
set.
An amazing thing is we have a 24-year-old daughter.
That's true. Maddie. Madigan. Yep. And Tiernan,
It's
which I
22.
can't forget that name, obviously. So that was my in-laws' name. So, yeah. So that, and then you grew up, you were born here.
Right. Grew up in Marion.
Yep. Because you went to, I remember, didn't you guys win like state football? He's literally wearing a Marion shirt under his Cardinals jersey. Go fucking figure.
Yep, there you go.
So right before this started, I got to say, we were walking into the liquor place to grab a mixer, and there's a Dollar Tree next door, and this guy walks in. He's tall, wearing a Cardinals jersey, and I'm like, I think that's fucking John. And so we come back around, and he's holding a balloon. He's like trying to hide it behind. He's like, why'd you have to see me walking in there?
I was going to surprise you.
I know.
Leanne
Hey.
told me to buy you one.
I appreciate the balloon, and thank you, Leanne, because we know John wouldn't have done it on his own. So. But yeah, so what else? But yeah, the airline thing was huge because you've met some cool people and seen some cool things. And we were talking before the podcast, and I don't know if I ever heard you say that part, is how much you enjoyed that job.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was the greatest job I ever had.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down.
And were you at the Cedar Rapids Eastern Iowa Airport? Is that where you're at, or were you at other places too?
I did, with the commuter airline, I spent about 3 years out there
Okay,
at the old airport.
sure. Yeah, before it became.
Oh, see, I don't even know where that was.
Oh,
Well,
I
same
mean, right
place,
next
it just-
door,
Oh,
but it was
okay.
just,
Built in.
it was just a building.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was nothing there. But I started with United in St. Louis.
Oh, okay. All right, that
And
makes sense.
I also worked in Chicago, Denver, Phoenix, and I spent a summer in Anchorage.
Oh, really? Okay.
sure.
Wow.
It was fun.
What did you do for the airlines? What were you?
Well, my official title was customer service
Sure.
agent, but when you're in like St. Louis and Phoenix and Cedar Rapids, you do, it's called a line station. So we do everything
Okay.
inside, outside, which is great because we could bid our schedules and it's by seniority, your days off, what you do, and so some days I'd work 3 days inside and 2 days outside. So
Yeah.
Really?
it's just a nice variety.
So
Yeah,
it sucked in the winter if you had to be outside in St. Louis.
Well, until you got enough seniority, then you go down in the bag room and sit down there and watch TV.
Get down there, sucker.
But no, it was an awesome job.
Well, I asked that because one of the questions, well, we had multiple questions with yours, but just in general, but helping people at the gate, customer service, you had to have some real treats of people of all walks of life.
Because
Just
everyone in the movies thinks that's fake. Like people
Right,
just
that they're
losing
that
their
shitty
mind.
to
And-
people,
yeah, everyone's like,
yeah.
no one really acts like that. And I'm like, I don't know. I've met some shitty people not even in that position. So-
Right. So,
Oh no, I've had stuff thrown at me,
Yeah.
threatened at me. I mean, it's amazing. My wife, when she was, I think, 8 months pregnant with our daughter, she got just berated.
Really?
I mean, it was unbelievable. She thought the gal was going to hit her. And she's
sure.
Jesus.
yeah. It's I don't know what it is when people walk into an airport. It's
Like a lawless area.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
like-
Which is crazy. There's so much security and stuff. I don't know.
well, it's not that. It's just like all of a sudden they don't know what to do,
Sure.
don't know where to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
They can't look at a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know how to act. They
No.
don't know how to behave. They don't know. Yeah.
Because when I got, when I first started, and it's always, I'm thinking, the customer's always right, because I used to work at a Kmart in high
Sure.
school, and
Yeah.
the customer. And I started working with some of these senior guys once I got to United, and oh wow, you can talk to them. I'm learning a
The
few
customer's
things.
not always right.
Well, I tell you, one of the funniest lines. I mean, Chicago was messed up, and St. Louis was a diversion city for us. So we had, between us and American, I don't know, 30 airplanes on the ground. We got a line out the door. Working with this guy, Ben, who is just a great guy. He was like my dad's age. And this guy come up, you can see the line, but this guy comes up from the side and goes, "Excuse me, can I ask you a question?" Ben, without looking up, just goes, "Yeah, you just did. Any more? End of the line." And I was just like, I'm over there like scribbling it down, going, "I'm going to remember this."
I was just going to say, I'm going to try and remember that to use that. Nope, that's your one. Fuck off. Yeah.
I was just like, okay, so we can talk to him this way.
I think you probably have to. I mean,
you do.
In a job like that, it is the whole, they'll take advantage of you once they see weakness, kind of, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
One person starts berating someone and then gets what they want, everyone's going to,
I think it's also just people are just so anxious to fly. Like some people just terrible. So they walk in just already at, like an 11 and then it's like
then
one
if you
simple
get,
thing.
like when I was in Chicago and Denver, which are two of United's biggest hubs,
Yeah.
you get people that they didn't want to be in either one of those cities. They just, are forced there to make a connection.
Yeah.
Now something's gone wrong.
Right.
And it wraps it up a lot more, on them. My buddy, one of my best friends, Scotty, he, one of his best stories he tells is they had a flight coming in late from LA one night. I mean, it's 2-3 hours. Everyone's going to misconnect. So what they do is when they get, the gate agent meets it and tells, A through C, go to this gate, alphabetical order. Everything's taken care of, all the hotels. It's just boom, 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 just get them out. And he said he got this one guy who's built like I can swear, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
brick shit house.
Yeah. And he goes, he's drunkard and shit. He goes, he starts going off on me, and he goes, it'd been one of those nights where, the cops are out there and you start learning in the hubs who all the undercover cops are. And
Sure.
It's amazing how many there are. And so Scotty goes, this guy finally, he stops and I'm telling him, well, you can either have the bed I'm offering you, or if you want, you can turn around and take the bed the gentleman behind you are going to offer you. He said this guy does a slow turnaround. There's two cops standing there staring at him, just glaring at him. He looks at him, kind of looks back at Scott, looks again back at him, goes, all right, I'll take your bed.
See, but I love that at least he was being such an asshole, but he found the humor
Yeah, exactly.
just in time to save his ass. You know what I mean? There's always a time to come back from it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's awesome. So who are kind of some, because obviously this is what I was you told me a long time ago you met Andre Dawson.
Oh, yeah.
Did I get the story right when
Close,
I said it?
yeah.
Okay.
He played late 80s, early 90s with Chicago?
With Chicago,
Yeah, because we did all the, Cubs charters.
Yep.
Actually, the first charter I ever did was a Cubs charter, like a month after I started day.
In St. Louis or in Chicago?
Yeah, in St. Louis.
Okay, yeah.
So it was an old 737, but we're waiting for the equipment truck to come in. It's just basically a Penske hauling truck,
Oh, yeah.
Like the team equipment.
Yeah, all
Like
the stuff,
yeah.
all their
Yep,
bags,
sure.
everything, all the bats, everything.
Yep.
But the first one we did, we pulled the stair truck up, and buses were pulling up, and they came in from Pittsburgh, and they were getting ready to clinch the pennant that year in '84. And
I was one. Go ahead.
off walking Harry Carey, drunkard and crap.
Oh, shocking. There's a fucking shocker.
But he come walking along, shaking all of our hands and stuff, and I was like, God damn, this is gonna be a cool job.
Yeah.
So that was that was a month in. I'm like,
Right.
Oh, that was a month in?
month in.
That's amazing.
No wonder you stayed.
Well, then towards the end of his career, he had a thing in his contract because he didn't do all the road games, I believe.
Harry Carey?
Yeah, towards
Yeah.
the end of the year, he always did St.
Yep.
Louis. But he, in his contract, he had a limo at his disposal 24/7. So when
you're that drunk, yeah.
when we would go get the buses to bring him across over onto the ramp, there would be a limo with him. And so the last time I did a Cubs charter, or one of the last times, I was the gate agent. I went on the airplane and to tell the crew that, hey, they're leaving the stadium. They'll be here in about 20 minutes, heads up. I walk on. Shit, there's all the flight attendants and pilots sitting around. There's Harry sitting there. They're eating, just holding court, telling stories. I just sat there for probably a good 6-7 minutes just listening to that guy tell stories, man. I mean, it was just like, I was just like, holy crap, man.
That's
Glasses
awesome.
were thicker than shit.
You're right.
Yeah, oh, God.
But were you the one that knew the Busch Stadium name?
Yeah.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
You probably knew that already.
Yeah. Do you know, well, you guys knew Harry was Cardinals.
He was working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why he left?
Yeah, he's banging Augie Bush's wife.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold the fuck on. Eric, pour us another drink. What?
Yeah.
This is why that man's a legend. This is why.
I fucking love him even more now.
Yeah. Gussie ran him out of town.
Holy shit.
But anyhow, back to your
What
Andre.
a boss.
Back to the Andre Dawson.
Yeah.
Same thing. The buses were coming, and it was one of those 727 stretches where they have the stairs come out of the tail, drop down.
Yep.
And so I ran up real quick to tell the crew, hey, they're coming. You know, the buses are here. I turn around to go back down. Well, they're coming. It's only one way, and there's no jetway pulled up. So the exit row right there, there's a beverage cart sitting in it. So I went and stood behind the beverage cart and on top of the beverage carts. And they don't do this anymore. They started winding down, but the amount of liquor on these charters was unbelievable. But they had just fists of different stuff sitting on top of this.
Yeah.
And Andre was one of the first guys up. And I looked at him and I go, hey, how you doing? He goes, oh, I'm doing well. And he looks and he goes, oh, this one ought to do. And he grabbed the thing of Jack and I go, all of it? And he goes, yeah, we'll see. And he walked onto a seat. It's a 40-minute flight. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
I was like, damn. I mean,
I'll always wonder how much he finished. Of that.
I do too.
Well, as far as it goes tonight, he finished the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's where we're
goddamn
going
right,
with it. In 40 minutes, he
That's
took
my
it down.
man right
That's
there.
also- that's-
No, I mean, everybody I met, I mean, for the most part, well, one person wasn't.
Okay,
That
wait, that's
wasn't-
famous?
That very, very famous baseball player.
I want to
that-
guess. Give me a
That
hint.
walked off, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, and I never asked. I'm not an autograph guy, so I'd always just, hey, how you doing? Hi, hello, how you doing? You know, that was it.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Wouldn't even look.
Jesus. Because he thought you were going to ask him for something, maybe?
I don't
Or
know.
he's just a pompous
He's just
asshole?
I think he's just a pompous asshole.
What team?
San Francisco Giants.
Oh,
Barry Bonds.
Barry
Yep.
Bonds. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
well,
That
I
doesn't
could've
shock
guessed
me
that.
at all.
That's actually was going to be one of my just guesses.
Just, yeah. He just
yeah,
seems
he
like
was.
a prick.
Yeah,
He
Like,
was.
He's great, but he
Right.
seems like a prick.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was.
Isn't that funny that there's certain celebrities where you're like,
you just
it's
know.
just not shocking you're
right.
an asshole?
Yeah, right. But what other celebrities have you had? I've been
Well, I
tipped that
heard
there might have been
what was the other one he said? That
Kathy
one
Ireland.
that,
Yes,
one that may
there
have
she
been breasts.
is. There
Yeah.
she is.
I didn't know you had a crush on her.
I had a big thing for her.
Well,
when I
she
young.
was same time frame, late. I think it was early 90s.
Early 90s.
She was doing a some ad campaign for Anheuser-Busch.
Oh,
So she had been in
Because
town.
she was mostly just a model, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think she ever like really acted much.
No,
or
no.
Yeah.
But so
Necessary Roughness. You kidding me? She was the kicker in that.
Yeah, that's true.
Holy
Forgot about
fuck.
that. I forgot.
Yeah.
how
about
do you
that.
pull this crap out?
See, that's the thing.
I loved her.
So I had to think for her. Sean was in love.
Oh well.
Yeah.
So she comes to the gate. I check her in, and I'm just looking at her, going. I mean, she had hardly any makeup on, and I'm just like, wow, she is just absolutely. And she was with her sister, and I'm like,
Who's probably also a 10.
oh yeah. I'm like, man, you guys are just beautiful. So they go and sit down, and I call downstairs to operations because a buddy of mine that we called Colonel, like you guys had an absolute crush on her. I said, you're not going to.
Oh, so you knew it was her right away.
Oh yeah. I know.
Okay.
So I go, you're not going to believe who I just checked in. And he's like, who? And I go, Kathy Ireland. Man, phone drops. Boom. He comes running up.
And
And the
just
reason,
imagine hearing this.
well,
Excuse me, ma'am.
So he's-
we didn't see it for something. Sorry.
in his locker, he had the Sports Illustrated one where she's like, I don't know if she's kneeling or standing, but she's kind of looking over her shoulder and she's got a thong on and there's like sand on each ass.
I think I remember that
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
He had that hanging in his locker. It's now in his hand as he's walking towards her.
No way.
And he walks right up to her and he goes, oh, Kathy Ireland. He goes, would you sign this for me? And she looked at it. I'm standing there. I'm like, I can't believe he's going to ask her to sign this. And she goes, you don't have anything better than that? He goes, what's better than this?
This is a masterpiece. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah. I was like, oh, my God. She did. She was a trooper. She signed it. And
Well, hey.
he
See-
was a happy camper.
That's awesome.
Hung in his
God, I
locker.
love
See,
that.
yeah, you got a dickhead baseball player who can't say anything, and then you got her.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like-
I mean, yeah.
It's like every guy acts like a clown in front of her, and she's still nice enough
Exactly.
to. Like,
She easily could have just
hold
brushed that
stuff-
guy
right.
off,
No
you know?
kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But what a good point, though. What the hell's better than that?
Right.
You know, unless you're going to give me a nudie photo right now, I don't know. Like,
What else you got?
yeah.
You know, and this is all.
Do you have a Polaroid camera on you? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that was before, cell phones.
There's no
Exactly.
such thing as selfies then or anything
yeah,
like that.
nothing.
Yeah.
God, imagine if you had like, that job then, but
Oh,
with
phones?
like a smartphone and like you'd have
The
pictures with
photos?
so many
Oh,
people
yeah.
and stuff, Now, granted, I'm sure that might be part of why people are such assholes now that are famous because everyone's asking them for a photo, which
Could be.
you know. But I don't know. I also kind of look at it as like the reason you're popular is for these people. So
I see it both ways. I can see
do
where it
too.
can get annoying, but at the same time, it's like, just quick pop.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Other than
ignoring
just
people and being a complete ass is not
turning
it,
and
but
not saying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I always feel weird about it. Like I was at a festival and the band that I went to the festival for was standing in front of me watching the act before they went on.
Yeah.
And Aaron's like, "You're not going to go say anything?" I'm like, "No, I just feel weird. Like I don't want to like disturb them. They're just sitting here enjoying this music."
I think I don't know if I could do it either. I'd feel like an ass.
yeah.
And I think there's certain situations, like everyone's heard where, I'm trying to think of a celebrity that I heard this about, but they're out to dinner and they're like, hey, not while I'm at dinner, I'm with my family or whatever.
Yeah.
But then they're like, if you see me leaving after this, I'll happily sign whatever. I'm like, that's fair. Like, leave the guy alone. Or if he's at the urinal or something, it's like, let him get his junk
shake
away
your
at least.
hand?
Yeah, it's like, dude,
There was a story in St. Louis with Kurt Warner at
really?
on one of the Italian restaurants down in
Okay,
there.
I was there it is. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're friends with them, aren't you?
Yeah, we all are.
We all are. Cedar Rapids.
He was at my wedding.
But him and his wife were at a one of the restaurants on the hill, Italian section, and evidently the place was packed and no one bothered him. And so when he got up and left, he went to the manager or whoever and bought everybody's dinner in there and thanked him.
That's awesome.
No shit.
Yeah, for not
That's
bothering them.
amazing.
That
I was like,
happened.
that's
And
awesome.
Mahomes did that this year. Or
did he?
like right before they're going to the playoffs, he was with his wife. Same thing there in a pizza place, and like nobody went up to him.
Yep.
And right before he left, he thanked him. I really appreciate you giving us blah blah. I love Kansas City, and they left. And then next thing you know, everyone found out that the bill is everyone's.
See, that's the move, man.
That is. That is.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
You rub my back, I rub yours.
Yeah, respect it and get
Yeah.
that word out.
I tell you, the one that I had probably the highest respect for that I ever met. Any Bears fans?
Oh yeah.
They're kind of my backup team.
Yeah, I grew up a Bears fan.
Yeah.
Changed to Chiefs because I was rebelling against my family.
Hey, at least you admit why.
See, I just gave up on the whole
You get my ass
NFL.
kicked every
Yeah,
After they screwed over St. Louis, I just said enough.
right?
Yeah.
We could talk about that.
Oh,
Fuck.
God, that pissed me off. But I got to meet and talk to over a course of about 2 months, like every week. He'd come in and fly out. Was Walter Payton.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Which he's like the man of the year. Like he's
He-
notorious for being like the best human.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! I tell you what, he was going to be part of a team. This was back when the NFL was doing the expansion when Carolina and Jacksonville.
Oh,
got
sure.
teams.
Yeah,
St.
yeah,
Louis
yep.
was trying to get a team. He was going to be part owner.
Okay.
Part
Oh,
of
I
the
didn't know
ownership.
that.
Yeah, he was going to be part of the ownership group. And so he'd come in, and the first time I had him on a flight, it was an outbound flight, and of course it's delayed now. And I see him pinned up against a wall by, at least 15, 20 business guys all standing there wanting autographs. you
Sure.
know. This is the early 90s before cell phones. But so I weasel my way in there, and I'm like, hey, Mr. Payton, I can get you in a private room. Oh, no, I'm good. He just stood there and signed, talked to everybody. I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Wow.
Well, then the next week he came in. I worked the gate with a guy named Andre. And every week we're together and they're working. And Walter would stop by. He'd go, John, Andre, you need anything? Starbucks, you need anything? Juice? You want me to
Whoa.
get you anything? No, we're good, Mr. Payton. We're good. That's Walter. Okay. He'd walk off. Day or two later, he'd come back out. Hey, how you guys doing today? Call us by name, shake our hands, talk to us. Hey, just let me know when I can get on the flight the latest. Okay. All right. No worries.
Jesus.
But
Wow.
a girl I worked with actually, I have to tell my wife to cover her. As a girl I dated back then, was on a flight from Chicago.
we can cut this.
She was from Chicago. Her mom and dad lived there, and she was flying back and sat next to him in a first class seat coming back. And she said the people were just horrible to him, wanting autographs, wanting him to sign everything. And she didn't say anything until they took off and says, hey, I know who you are. And, my parents are big fans of yours. She goes, I'm not a football fan.
Mm-hmm.
And said, we just talked about our families, the whole flight there. Said about a week later, her mom called her, like almost in tears. Said a package had arrived, a box from Walter Payton.
What?
Signed jerseys, hats, signed Wheaties boxes. And then a letter he wrote telling her what an incredible job they did raising her.
Oh my God.
I was
Well, there you
like,
go.
yeah, I can see why this. I was
Wow.
like, that's amazing.
God.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, neat
So,
guy, neat guy.
I mean, everybody's trying to be Walter Payton Man of the Year, right? That's the award that goes out. So there you
Yeah,
go.
now you know
There you go.
why.
That's just
Explains
from
a lot,
that's from somebody else that just as a bystander here, guys. He's
And
really
I'm not
that
even
good.
a Bears fan.
Right. You know who will never get that award? Barry fucking Bonds. That piece of shit. Mardi Gras head looking motherfucker. No.
Oh, keep me going.
Well, another
Sorry.
another story that I mean along those lines that someone that cares about people, and I never really was. My brother used to live in the Bay Area, and he had a friend that was one of her big jobs every year was she ran the corporate tent at the AT&T Pebble Beach.
Oh, awesome.
So I was fortunate enough to go out about a half dozen times and play security
Yeah.
on Saturdays because they were the only. My brother had told the gal, you're losing too much money because you're the only tent that has a full bar, open bar with a bartender.
Yeah.
And everybody's just coming in and taking your
Drinking
drinks.
everything, yeah.
And so we put these little, Dockers or Levi's tags on the things they have to wear to get up in the corporate tent area. And we just stand there on Saturday afternoon. Say, okay, you can come in. If you see a celebrity, you come in. And one of the, some bigwig at Levi's came out to my brother and talked to him and said, hey, if you see John Denver, he goes, my sister's in here and huge fan. And she was mentally challenged. If you see her, can you have him come in and just say hi? Okay. So we see John Denver, call him over. My brother tells him the situation. He goes, oh, show me where she's at. So he goes in, sits her down. We find out later from our friend that was inside the tent, he sat with her for over 45 minutes. And every time someone came up and wanted an autograph, he said, nope, this is our one-on-one time.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
He goes, I'll sign anything later. Best thing, though, the craziest thing was the next year, he walked up and asked for her by name, went in and sat with her again.
Jesus.
Wow.
I was like, wow, what a neat guy.
Yeah,
Right?
because
I mean-
you just don't hear, especially these days, you don't hear those stories at all. Back then, they were even rare. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But wow.
Good
Well,
old
and think
John
about that.
Denver.
Like I can't, sometimes I can't remember somebody's name that I just met.
Exactly.
Somebody like that, they
I'm
meet
John.
so many people. Yeah.
So many people every day. You know,
exactly.
like, yeah, wow.
But
Yeah.
another real quick AT&T one was we're standing there one Saturday afternoon and Clint Eastwood goes walking by. He's going down to the U.S. tobacco tent. And he's in there for a little bit and he comes walking back and we're right on the curve. It's on the hole 3, I think, the corporate tent. So it's a dog leg left. And so the tent's all dog leg around there. And you see this guy walking with a program right towards, because everyone's stopping just watching Clint Eastwood. And this guy walks right up to him, stops him right in his tracks. Goes, Clint Eastwood, could I have your autograph? He looks down at the thing. He goes, you got a pen? All the color from the guy's face drained. His buddies are over there laughing. All of a sudden, Clint looks at him and goes, hard to sign without a pen. And off he went.
Now, see, and he wasn't an asshole.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
What are you
I
supposed
mean,
to do without a pen, man?
Yeah, why would he carry a pen?
Yeah.
But that was just friggin'
Well, and you
priceless,
know
man.
what? That guy gets to tell that story for the rest of his
Oh, he
fucking
does.
life.
And
Almost
so
had
do his
his
buddies,
autograph,
man.
Jesus Christ.
Almost had the
Yeah.
autograph.
Yeah.
Probably worth more than the autograph. Really, just be able
Note
to tell
to
that
self,
story.
carry a
like,
fucking
yeah.
pen with you when you're at these events. You know what I mean? I mean, you hear of like,
That's funny.
some celebrities like, or their publicist or whatever has a mark or whatever. But yeah, I guess if you're all by yourself, I'm not going to have a fucking pen on me.
That's good.
So that's hilarious.
No, that was.
He's still kicking too, man.
Yeah.
He's got to be pushing a hundo, right?
Is he?
I'll
I
look it up.
Got
think.
to be
No.
up in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, that blows my mind. As we're getting older, like, and I know I'm the young one of the group. I should probably throw
Yeah,
that out there.
get that
but
out there.
like, it's just weird. He's.
95.
Oh, I thought you said he's dead. I'm like, no, he's not.
No, 95.
So I was right. That's crazy. But all the people we grew up watching and stuff like that are starting to go out, and it's like, I remember there's been years where I'm like, what is going on? And then you just realize you're just getting older. You're like, nothing's going on, you idiot. Like you're not 20 anymore.
It's just
I'm like,
life.
Well, this sucks. I don't like it. So that's awesome.
I'm just realizing right now that my phone is not on me, and I got a text message from Ben about
Do you remember what it said?
3 things that he had that were they still cool. So part of what we do on here is people ask us stuff. You'll know, like, is it
Actually,
still
wait.
cool?
We have to ask him the main thing. Do you pee in the shower?
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody does except you and
No,
my
they
wife.
don't, John.
Yes.
Me and a select couple other people don't. So anyway, as you were saying,
I was trying to remember the ones that he said. Though there was one that I had for sure that I remember for sure, and he said, "What happened to mopeds back in the day? Like everybody had a moped.
I did.
And
I think they're
what is
cool
it now?
still.
Yeah, are they still cool or is it? What
Well,
else?
we
is
remember in
around?
high school they weren't cool. Like if you drove one, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah,
You know,
with a
everybody
little
made fun of
flag
you.
on it, yeah.
But then I feel like but that's like everything. Nerds weren't cool. Now they're cool. Like everything that we would get made fun of is now totally fine.
I feel like everything went to like kind of the scooter. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like
scooters.
that, and
Oh,
less than the
you're-
moped.
you're
but,
talking like the electric scooter, not a moped.
no, I'm talking like the ones that look like a moped, but they're just
Like
the
a
scooter,
Vespa.
like the Vespa, or yeah,
That's a moped.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, aren't they
you can
kind of
call it a different name, but it's a moped.
Yeah.
Well, it has
it
a
real-
different name.
Just
Also-
a better design.
yeah,
Is it really a moped if you don't have the big orange flag hanging
I
off
was
the
gonna
back
say,
of it?
right, Did you guys ever ride one? Did you ever have one?
I rode one. I never owned
never
one.
had one.
So I've never even ridden one, but the other day we were at the pool and our buddy Matt, shout out Matty, I forgot he has one. He fucking pulls up on a moped.
rolls up with
yeah.
it?
And he was like, you could take it for a spin. I was like, I'm all wet. He's like, I don't give a shit. And I still didn't do it because I was in the pool and stuff. But I'm like, I see him for sale. So a buddy of ours, you know, Nick and Jen, they have a cabin up somewhere. And
Yeah.
he found out his mom has a moped that she just never uses. And it's like perfect shape. So she's sending it to the cabin so they can just tote around on that.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right?
That's great.
could
I would totally
see
rock a
Nick
moped.
Rocking on that.
Hell yeah, dude.
See, I like the concept because it's cheap transportation.
Yes.
Like you can run on 2 gallons of gas for like
Right.
weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's still just I have that kid in me that was like, oh, it's not super cool. But when I was younger, my buddy had one, and it was a single wheel up front and 2 wheels in the back.
Oh, a trike.
And it leaned like you
What?
leaned to turn.
Oh.
I can't remember what the hell it was called, but like when you turned, it leaned.
Did it have a sidecar?
Say, man, was this homemade or like?
Is that
I
even
wanna-
fucking awesome?
I want to get in a sidecar sometime.
I feel like I'm the perfect size to be in the sidecar. You know what I mean? Like, is that a fucking midget in a sidecar? Like,
I know a couple of our listeners will know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about because my buddy Eli, I don't think he listens, but a bunch of my other friends do. And Eli had this moped, and I had rollerblades, and I took a ski rope, and he
Oh
would
my
pull
God.
me around town.
it's all fun and
This
games
is all
until he
before
takes
we
a
had
corner.
cars, like before we had cars. This was what, we're going to the pool. All right.
Wee.
So, I mean, I guess it was kind of cool.
Well,
See?
we
I
always,
think-
in
I
the
think
winter
they're
we
cool.
used to go hooky bobbing.
What the hell
Oh,
is
there
that?
we go.
Jump on, grab on the back of the bumper on after it snows on streets that haven't been plowed on cars at stop signs. Just hang on to the bumper and start skiing behind it as they go.
It
Holy
sounds like
shit.
Back to the Future
Oh,
when
it
he
was
did it
great.
on
Oh,
the
yeah.
skateboard. I
was
remember that
awesome.
being cool, but
Did
What
the
is that
people know
called?
you were hanging on?
No.
So when they just start going 70, you're like, oh fuck, I can't let go now.
I mean, we're right in town here, I mean,
That's true.
just on these
snow
little
the ground.
side streets.
You can't go that fast. when
But we
there's
did,
snow
well,
on there.
once we started
Drunk driving used to be a lot bigger thing. So
once we started getting our driver's license, then we'd take each other.
Yeah,
That's
I was saying,
hilarious.
Who's
Runs,
up
man.
next?
So it's called hooky bobbing? Is
That's
that
what we
it's-
called it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, if you're on a skateboard, I think it's called skitching.
I think
Really?
I have heard that.
Yeah, because I remember
That's way scarier.
hearing
though.
that about the Back to the Future, and so that's why it's interesting to know different names for
Yeah.
similar
Yeah.
things. Yeah, skitching is
Okay.
what they call it if you're on a skateboard.
Isn't it weird that there's so many different
I
names
think you
for the
should look
same
at
thing?
both of those and see if they're still up there. Look at
Yeah.
see if sketching, if it's still that, or
It's going to
or
be some
hickey
weird
bobbing.
porn move or something.
Well,
Oh,
you
we have
know,
a virus.
if it follows the trend like our kids, they'll just be like, it's a skit.
Yeah.
Because they just shorten
They can't
everything.
make any
Like, I don't
real,
know why.
full word.
Aren't you glad? So, like, your kids are older now, which is fucking weird to me. But, like,
Yeah.
I mean, how old's Tierney? He's the youngest.
22.
Holy shit. Yeah. But, like, they're out of, I don't know, our kids being the young age where they make up stupid sayings and, like, shit like that.
For the most part. I think,
Yeah. Like, maybe they're hanging on to a couple, but
I'm still not cool with
They're
them,
still
so,
cool.
yeah, you are. You are, John. You're on the right platform to be cool. Come on.
They're, okay,
You're
good.
bringing it back here.
I'm trying to get my cred back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So skitching is
Yeah.
still a term.
Okay.
Hooky bobbing refers to a winter activity where people, often children, hold onto the bumper of a moving vehicle to be pulled along over snow or ice.
I've
It's a
never
type
heard
of
of
Wow.
skitching. It's a type of skitching also known as bum riding.
Okay, I like that even better. Hey, baby, you want to go bum
You
ride?
just get some really, slick shoes.
Yeah.
And you lay down and turn. No, we had all sorts.
It's like
we had a
barefoot
blast,
skiing,
man.
basically.
But again,
You're like
until they
working on here.
turn a little fast and then you lose your grip and then you go fucking flying into a house.
No, we'll worry about that when it happens. All right,
Rub some
Until
dirt
now,
on it,
go
you'll be
for a
fine.
ride.
So, John, where were you when you did this? Because it says it's a regional term.
Right here.
Marion.
so
Couple
in
blocks
town?
over
Okay.
here.
Because it says
I've hooky bobbed right on these streets over here. So.
it says hooky bobbing is a regional term, especially common in the Northwest U.S.
Oh, really?
Really?
I thought that was interesting too.
Wow.
Well, and this is back in the 70s, so
Man, what were the 70s like?
they were pretty damn good. I mean,
Don't remember much.
Yeah. Yeah.
basically, you went outside when you got up and came in when the lights came on,
It's funny, we say those kind of things to our kids, like, we came back because it was dinner time and that was it. And they're like, what do you mean? What'd you do? I'm like, whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? We left and just came home.
Oh, yeah, we'd go down to Indian Creek all the time and hang around and just anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always you find a baseball game, a kickball game, whatever.
There was
Tag.
always something to do. What made you move to St. Louis?
United.
So
Airlines.
you got because
Yeah. I had, I was with a little commuter called Mississippi Valley Airlines. That was,
okay.
they flew these little, called short 330s, unpressurized airplanes, 30-seaters.
Jesus.
wow.
Yeah. But
So-
their hook was they couldn't fly above 12,000 feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you need to be pressurized.
Yeah.
And they, a lot of barf bags.
Oh God.
But their big little niche thing was every flight was a free wine and cheese flight.
Oh my God.
And they'd have these boxes of Colony wine, a red and a white, and we'd have refrigerators full of this stuff because we always had to put fresh on. So hell, when I first started out here, we'd have to clean our little 30-seat airplane. Then we'd walk over onto the United one with our half jugs of wine, and they'd have whatever food was left over their flight from Denver, and
No, it's okay.
we'd eat and drink on their flight, and then they'd clean, and we go home.
God, talk about a job with benefits. Like,
Kidding, right?
Oh, it was back in the day.
what are we having tonight? Wine and cheese again.
Now
And
it's
again,
like
and
you
again.
might get some
But
pretzels.
no, so then
Yeah.
Yeah.
a guy that worked at United here, I told when he left to go to St. Louis when they opened up, I said, if there's ever an opening, let me know. And about a year later, he contacted
So you
me.
just wanted to go to St. Like, you
No,
want-
I just wanted to get on with United Airlines.
Okay,
I mean, I wanted to
okay.
get on with the major.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he called and flew down there and interviewed and got hired.
awesome.
And
So
moved
then
down
when
there,
you
didn't
work
know
for the
anybody.
airline, you can fly all
Yeah.
over the place then too, right?
Yes.
Or like,
Like totally
Like
free as much as you want?
It varies. Now they make you pay. I know when I left, I mean, I haven't been in it for 20 years, so I don't know what they do now, but it's towards the end, they're making you pay tax like so much. But I mean, for the longest time, it wasn't totally free, but like if I wanted to go St. Louis to Chicago and got a first class seat, it was about $4 or $5. And it
Holy
would just- and It would
shit.
come out of your paycheck.
right. Wow.
I mean, okay.
I've never flown first class, so
Oh, well, it's fun.
lots of wine and cheese.
I worked with some crazy people. And this guy, I'd like to know what he's doing nowadays, but on his days off, when we first started with United, I mean, I think I started at $6.35 an hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on his days off, he would fly from St. Louis and go to the West Coast, like San Fran or LA, and then back. And back then, the computer systems weren't like they are now, where
Oh,
they
yeah.
can watch everything. So he'd book these fake reservations in first class, so he'd block seats. Well, then when he'd one up it, he'd make a special meal, like a seafood platter
Oh
for
my
first
God.
class and stuff. So then he'd get on these flights, and I'm like, we're always like, Joey G, why are you doing this all the time? He goes, crap, man. He goes, I get meals, I get drinks, and I get a movie each way. He goes, it cost me $20.
He was balling out.
Yeah. So then I go, well, how do you get this seafood platter? He goes, well, you just stand there and ask the flight attendants, hey, any special meals no one showed up for?
Oh my God.
Sure enough, there's that seafood platter for you.
What a fucking genius.
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy was.
He did that a
I'll
lot.
tell you what he's doing right now. He's defrauding banks somewhere, probably.
Yeah.
He's probably in prison.
Yeah.
Or
he joined a crime
Or
syndicate.
he's running, one of the major
country.
companies.
Yeah. Holy shit, what a genius.
Yeah.
I wonder how long he did that for.
Oh, he did it for quite a while. He'd go back. But back then, the movies were the same for each month. So, he'd go like once a month. He'd go.
Just to watch the movie?
Get
a good meal and
and have a few drinks. And
wow.
Shit, it's cheaper than going to the movies now.
No shit.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God.
No, but the bad thing is it's standby only.
Okay,
So-
that's what I thought. Yeah, I was like, so then
And
if
it all
it's-
goes
gets
by
full, then
seniority
yeah.
Okay.
and stuff. And nowadays with
how exact they
there's
make
only
everything.
4 airlines.
Yeah.
It's tough. I
Yeah.
think it'd be a lot harder. I don't know how hard it is, but the flying I've done in the last few years, every flight I've been on is almost every one of them has been packed.
Yeah.
So-
That's what like everybody's. Well, your son's going to be a pilot, and you'll get to fly, free for standby or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, most flights I go on, the standby list doesn't get touched. Maybe
Right.
1 or 2 people, but
Yeah.
not
Well,
much.
one thing you will learn is once you can get into their system, you can find out what they're booked to,
Mhm.
and then make your plans around that. Going, okay, I want to go to Chicago to London, but okay, this Monday this flight looks great. So
Yeah,
stuff like that.
better
but-
chances on that.
Right,
Yeah.
Your
exactly.
odds are
But
better.
but then, something happens and because hell, when I started in St. Louis, St. Louis was a major, major hub for T-Dub and Ozark. When I started down there was just from St. Louis to Chicago, there was, I'd say on average every day, 45 flights a day.
Wow.
I think 7 or 8 different airlines flying.
Wow.
Just that route, just
Yeah.
one way. There was so many airlines that went.
So like looking back at like first class, they always made it look so ritzy back when you could smoke on planes and like all this thing, right? So like, what was it actually like in first class? And I ask that because now I don't even know what first class is like, but I know it's not like it used to be.
Oh, first class now is friggin' very, very nice. It's full. I just saw a video of the new, I think, 787 Dreamliner or something that's coming out in the first class. They've got dual pods, so you can have 2 people, and it's all enclosed by yourself.
So it's like a
beds,
mini
they all-
hotel room.
Yeah, it's all laid down. You got your own TV and everything in there.
So it's probably the planes that you've been on. They're smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You get
you're
on the smaller
regional
one, the
jets.
regionals, they're
Not
not.
those-
It's like you
well,
sit up front, but
you
it's
get-
not really like a.
basically first class on most of the ones. On most Airbuses, the seats are bigger.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Instead of setting 3 across, they only set 2 across.
Yep.
Mhm.
The food's better.
Yeah.
The drinks are free.
Yeah.
You
That's
just
about it.
probably haven't been on a plane
Oh.
that actually has it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you
Like,
get warm cookies.
Ooh, I do like a warm cookie.
Now you're talking.
Because how weird was that though? Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
I was just going to say when I was working for Collins, I got to fly business a couple of times. Anything over 10 hours, we got to fly business.
Nice.
And that's kind of a step down from first, but
Yeah.
it
It's
was
still
nice.
nice.
Like you can lay down, like, so on a 10-hour flight plus, like you want to be able to sleep.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like you gotta, so I could lay down and sleep. They gave me noise canceling headphones. Like, you had more space. You didn't have somebody right on top of you. So
You have a baby crying in your
you
ear
got meals,
behind you.
like meals were included, all that.
It's weird to me that you used to be able to smoke on planes.
Oh God.
Because like there's no way to filter that out even,
Oh,
right?
no,
It's just like
no.
it was
It's
just
just
it was like walking into a
Circulating
goddamn
through.
it's like a bingo hall. You're like, oh fuck.
Hey, what's even worse is when I first started, we used to have to clean those airplanes at night, the
Oh.
overnighters, and we'd have to get those little ashtrays out and
Yep.
try and get them out.
Oh,
And this girl, Karen, my buddy Scotty, I think it's his now ex-wife, but she'd be digging the gum out of him and stuff. And since about 40 years now, I've called her Gumby. I'm just like, you don't have to do. Yes, you do. I'm like, no way, man. I'm not doing that.
She did it one time and that nickname stuck.
Stuck forever.
It's that whole
pretty good name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I'm gonna lie here. That's pretty good.
that whole artist saying, you paint 1,000 pictures and you're never an artist, but you suck one dick. You're a cocksucker for life. It's like, John, it was one ashtray.
But
Sorry, I
I think
digress.
first class and business class now are totally different than
Yeah.
what they were back. I know back when the 747 first came out, like say late 60s, early 70s, in that upper deck area, they never used to have seats up there. It used to just be a lounge on a lot of airlines. They had a bartender
Just a bar up there.
Yeah,
and you just
a
go
bar.
up there and hang out. And
Yeah.
Holy
That's super
shit.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to experience that. I kind
Right?
of hoped that I got that on business, and it was like, no, you stay in your seat. We'll bring you the drinks.
Yeah. Say that's pretty cool.
different airlines have the planes configured differently
Right.
too. So you could
Yep.
have a 777 or 767, and it's different than the next airline, especially in those upper classes, because they just design them differently.
They choose how they configure it.
And then, because I know like a lot of the international ones, they'll cram them in the back.
Yeah.
They won't have hardly anything
Yeah.
first or business. It's just basically cattle cars.
Huh.
I couldn't even imagine. Like I was on a 16-hour flight from India, and I'm like, if I didn't have business, this would have been awful.
Oh my! I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I've never had to be on that long of a flight.
I'm
so
not
that
sure.
would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
mean,
going nuts.
I basically took a bath in the bathroom, like just to like get that stuff out of my eyes. Brushed my teeth, like it's like I'm living on this thing for 2 days, basically.
Speaking of bathrooms, you ever make that Mile High Club, buddy? Or do you want to plead the fifth?
I will say no.
Okay. I don't know. That's just a funny thing to me. I don't know how anyone pulls that off.
Well, I don't think
tiny.
I mean, my fat ass ain't pulling it off of
That's
somebody
what I'm
else. That I
saying.
have hard enough time myself in there, but let alone. But
I'm gonna be sweaty and tear an ACL just trying to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like it's got to be a thing, though.
Well, it is, but I
It
mean, I
is.
think
I
it's
don't know.
like I think it's just like other things where you're like, oh yeah, I can say I did it, but like, was it really a good thing?
yeah,
30
I've said
seconds in the back bathroom.
yeah, yeah. Just to be able to say you did it. Yeah.
It would be all right, between that and a hole in one, pull a 300 game. Like, there you go. There you go. And I'm good to go.
I mean, that's kind of a hole in one if you think about it. Sorry.
All right. How about,
Not to brag, but I do have one of those 300s.
do you?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, John's a really,
Okay.
really good
Bowler.
bowler.
No, I'm not very good. I'm just.
Yeah, you are. If
Well,
you,
it had to be
if you bowl a 300,
yeah. Come on.
yeah. You have more than one, don't you?
No. Just
Oh, I
one.
thought you did.
I got two 800s series.
That's I feel like that's fucking crazier than a 300 to be honest. Yeah.
It actually is. It's harder.
Wow.
I have 3 300s and what was my high series? Like 827. Silver Strike Bowling.
Oh.
I had a feeling. I was like, my
Yeah, I was
fucking
like,
aching
what's
ass,
the
you
bullshit?
dude.
Hey, calm
Like,
down,
there we
dickheads.
go,
My
yeah.
face is on their
Right,
website and
that's
everything.
right.
Okay, I was like the 9th person
remember
in
that.
America to do it. So
That
suck
was
it.
one of your other obsessions, as we're talking about.
Oh,
We had poker, we have craft beer, and then the fucking
I
Silver
still
Strike.
am obsessed with Silver Strike. If I walk into a bar and they have one, you will see me instantly get hard. I'm like, because they're hard to find now. Like they don't exist.
We always had to pull you away from dart. Like, oh, we're here for darts, but Mike's over there.
They
Playing
got a
Silver
Silver
Yeah,
Strike
get a
machine. I'm
quick
like, they're like,
game
we
in.
have league going on. I'm like, just one more game. Like, I can't. Oh, it's so
You
fun.
used
It's a
to be
bowling
junk-
game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bowling game?
Yeah, it's like
Did you ever
Golden
see
Tee.
the golf? Yeah, the golf ones.
Yeah.
It's basically the same.
Oh, same thing.
Design of the game. It's the
Like you
ball,
roll the
it.
ball, you spin it the same way like
Yeah.
you do Golden Tee, but it's, yeah.
But when I
No,
got
I've
into
seen
it,
that
the bar I went to was like known. They had 4 machines, which was unheard of. They were just known, and they were right next to Camden, so they were close with them. But like the first 300 ever bowled was in that bar, and then I was like the 9th one, and then the first 900 series was bowled in that bar. It was like the owner's son and his friends, like they were just
Wow.
played it all the time. So, but yeah, now it's kind of died off.
If you get any say you're bringing it back,
Don't tempt me.
that'll be the gift.
Get that
we'll
Patreon
you.
going after
Yeah,
the
get
side
that-
by side.
yeah.
I'm getting a Silver Strike machine, baby.
Well, hold on. I'm going to throw back to one of your, I don't know what episode it was, but how are you on that GoFundMe for the tanning thing?
Would you like to
You know, having
comment
you
on
on
that?
was my idea. Why are you doing this? It's my fucking birthday, for God's sakes.
Yeah, we should have done it for your birthday.
Oh,
Let's wrap this show
Well,
up.
if you don't, it's funny that you asked because the big thing was, if you don't remember last time, he got burnt, right? His legs were fried from being out there.
I'm still peeling.
And our comment was, once those I go, once you burn and turn back to your whiteness in a few days, we'll go get it done. And he sends a picture of peeling skin. I'm like, here we go. It's about time to go get the spray tan.
Yeah,
So-
Kara loves like peeling this, and she pulled off like a sheet of paper the other day. I'm like, ugh, it's so gross.
it was
Like,
gross. It was like snake skin.
It was. That's what it sounds like when it rips off too. It's my whole leg, dude.
So-
it's terrible.
So we got to get that going here. We've had like 5 people offer to pay for it.
What did
so-
we say the other day though? We had an idea where, like, he tans the best, and then you tan, and then
Well, they have 3 different shades.
so we're gonna make me a 3. We're gonna make
Yeah.
you a 2, and make him a
Yeah,
1,
one.
and we're gonna hope we're all the same color.
I just need the glaze. Like, I don't even need
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
What are you,
You're
a
like
donut? Like,
you're like the lightest one, and then I'll be the middle. Then we'll get him the darkest one. So.
I just hope I come out looking like,
Oh,
I don't know.
Patreon, here we come. We're getting some stuff together.
Yeah, I bet they have mobile spray tanning. We just get it done in here.
Okay, we're good.
He's going to come in one day.
Make sure you have the full video YouTube up and running.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Something tells me these assholes won't let that happen without a lot of cameras. Going,
yes. I got asked today, so
yeah, the Cardinals are going to win.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tanya was asking me. She said, "You got to ask." It's big,
Oh, you know Tanya.
Oh,
big trend, and you know Tanya.
That's
Heim?
his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
oh, is it really? Yeah.
So, anyway, shout out to Tanya. I said I'd
Hi,
ask. So,
Tanya.
is the world flat? Because that's the big thing on TikTok that they're
Are
asking
you
all
serious?
they're asking all the pilots
Again? Really?
Yeah, they're asking all
Why
the
is this
pilots. And
coming
she's
back?
like, you got to ask. I'm like, I go, I don't think he was a pilot. She's like, well, still ask him. So I don't know, maybe you've heard.
because
Like
you were
it's
on
like
flights a lot. I
on
see.
flights.
No, it's not flat.
Yeah, it's not flat.
I just, if it is, where's the water go? In the oceans.
Wait.
Just drips off.
And where's the sun go at night?
Yeah, why don't we have a bunch of pictures of that great waterfall falling?
Exactly.
Because that would look dope. You know what I mean? If that was real.
There you go, Tanya.
I didn't know
told
that
you
was
I'd
a-
find
I-
out. There's your answer here.
I know
for
a few
it.
years ago that was going around with morons, but I didn't know it was coming
Well,
back.
Now, like social media is all about getting in this little bubble. So if you're one that believes it, then they'll just feed you enough to
Oh,
it that
yeah.
then
What do
all of a
they
sudden
call
you're
that?
going, everybody thinks the
Flat
way I do.
earthers.
Echo chamber, yeah, because you surround yourself with people
But yeah,
that think
the flat
exact same
earthers,
way.
there's all kinds of them. So
Jesus.
I did listen to a podcast with the flat earther on it one time, and it was,
Mind-boggling.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I have been told that there is the Flat Earther Club in Cedar Rapids.
What?
Yeah. That throws like a great party. Like once a year they throw like this big party. It's like a steak dinner and it's like flat earthers and
Is it-
talking. It's like a fun thing or whatever.
So
that
they
it-
have the party when they think like it's going to turn enough that we fall off.
that's the whole thing. So no, I don't know the theme, but someone just told me, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to go to that. And they're like, it's not like, it's actually kind of a lot of fun to go to it. I'm starting to think that this person might have been a flat earther.
I
Trying
think
to
you're
get me to
right.
go to it, knowing that there's lots of booze and like steak is a good way to invite me to a place to get me to want to go.
I like
So,
lobster. Yeah. It's like those religions where it's like, this is the day the world's going to end. So that, they do all these things and then it doesn't happen. It's like, oh, never mind. We'll try again next year. Like,
I will go listen to some bullshit for steak and bourbon.
Right.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean,
you can
that's
say
what
whatever
it's
you
about.
want. I'll drown myself. Yeah.
I'll go with it. Did we have an email?
Speaking of, well, real quick, you said the food thing. Eric smoked a tri-tip at my birthday.
Yeah, that was legit,
birthday.
man.
That was fucking delicious. So we had Kara surprised me. Well, Kara and you, Kara planned it, but I think her and your wife kind of were in cahoots. But
Yeah. And then they just said, "Can you make the food?"
yeah. So Eric smoked wings and a tri-tip, and we kept the pool open like late last night and had a pool party for my birthday, and it was a total surprise. I had no idea what was happening, but yeah, dude, that tri-tip was fucking good.
It was good.
I want some more right
Yeah,
now.
if you ever want to, like, it's not a cut of meat you can always find because
Yeah.
they usually use different parts of it to make other steaks or whatever. But like Nelson's always has them frozen, and they're
really?
good quality there at Nelson's Meat Market here in Cedar Rapids. But I found them at Hy-Vee. Like, I was like, holy shit, they actually have it here, and it was a decent price, so I bought it.
Isn't the tri-tip part of the brisket?
Yeah, like
It's
that's
like
where
the-
it usually gets used in a different cut.
Yeah.
So, but the nice thing is it's not a steak you want to just cook on the grill because it's kind of like a roast. Like it's going to be a little too tough.
Yep.
But if you slow cook it,
God, it was
like
good.
with the smoker, 2.5, 3 hours for a decent sized one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turns out
Sounds
it was
good.
like great steak.
If you're at home, smoke a fucking tri-tip because I woke up thinking about it today. I was like, I want some for breakfast. I went to sleep thinking about it, and I woke up thinking about it. So, gave me some meat. No,
Did we have one? I didn't know if we had one.
I don't think we do. But was there anything else in Ben's text?
I forgot.
You can't-
I
okay,
forget. I can't
okay.
remember the other two.
We
that
can
he
hit it
had, so
next
we'll
week.
have to hit that one back up. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah.
Bring it back here for you. The remote producer here. My bad.
No, it's fine. So, in any other like things that stick out as far as like the best people you met or the worst?
I've seen, God, you see the best in people, the worst in people. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
So when did you get out of the industry?
I left at the, right around the end of 05.
Okay.
So, yeah, United had, about this time in the summer of 2000, most United people referred to it as the summer from hell.
Yeah.
We'd come out of that ESOP we were talking about beforehand. And the new management company started dicking the pilots around on the negotiations, and they did a slowdown. And when the pilots want to do a slowdown, they can cripple an airline.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
And so when your company makes the national news as one of the top 3 stories for 3 nights in a row,
Yeah, it's not
you know you're not doing very well.
right. Not a
So
great-
they were on like a pseudo strike, kind of?
Yeah, they were just, I mean, you could actually, I mean, at a very fast walk, maybe a slow jog, outwalk these airplanes as they taxied. I mean, you could hear on the tower setting in operations, other airlines going, hey, can we go around these United guys? Because everyone knew what was going on. And then they'd get into cities like Cedar Rapids. Oh, we got a mechanical.
my
Knowing they
God.
don't have maintenance and,
Yeah.
just
shutting it.
messing things up.
Yeah, and then,
Gotcha.
The company caved and gave them a massive raise, and everyone's like, this isn't going to last, and then gave all the other unions massive raise and then filed bankruptcy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
The shit they get away with doing that stuff.
Oh, it's
Sure.
it's
yeah,
nuts.
criminal.
How
That's a whole other topic.
how did so it kind of dawned on me when you were talking about the years that you were doing it. Like how did things change end of 2001?
Oh,
like
God.
obviously
Oh,
things
shit.
changed
That's kind of
for-
where I was.
Yeah.
That's where I was.
Everybody else.
That was the other
Yeah.
part. That was the other part that everything changed after
Yeah.
9/11. I mean, that was beyond weird.
Yeah.
Where were you at when that happened?
I was actually, when I saw the towers get hit, I was holding my 6-month-old daughter, feeding her, rocking in a chair in my living room. My wife was at work. We worked opposite shifts, so we didn't have to do daycare.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
but where'd you live? I'm
St.
sorry.
Louis.
In St. Louis.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, so we had, can't remember how many, I think we had 5 or 6 airplanes that dropped in on us
Yeah,
that day. And they sat there for quite a while.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Because
literally,
they just landed everyone as close as
Yeah,
they, wherever
yeah.
they were close to.
and so they
put 'em
told
down.
us, United, as kind-hearted as they are, so you don't have to come to work. Oh, will we get paid? No? Okay. So we went in and just basically watched TV and walked out. We actually washed one airplane. We got bored one day, so we just went out and
Sure.
hosed it down, started scrubbing it, got in the de-icing trucks, and didn't have anything else to do.
Right. I'm getting paid,
When
so I
it
guess
stopped,
I'm in.
yeah. Huh.
But yeah, it was a bizarre time right
Sure.
after that. And then, all the security stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
there were so many holes in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could still get by. I mean, any airline employee could get bypass security. I
Sure.
mean, it was just,
That's why I've never, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, I know this was true at one point. The TSA is still to this day never caught anything like that was that big of a threat.
no, I don't think. I mean, there's some guns and stuff. I think they get every once in a while that people are dumb enough to try and get through, but
Yeah.
no.
And some people forget about things. So like when I went on a cruise, like people were getting pulled off left and right. And that was because like whatever bag they used, like their husband took hunting and there was like
Oh,
a
yeah.
shotgun shell in it. Well, the dogs sniff it out or whatever. And you get pulled off to the side and you're like, we have to check everything now. But it was always an accident. No one even knew it was in there, So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, those dogs are pretty good. We had, because I was working the bag room one day, and not every day, but just about every day, the Ozark had a flight come in from Brownsville, Texas, which is way down to southern tip of Texas. They put that dog on, that Ozark guy would be sitting there throwing bags on the belt to go upstairs, and that dog would just be running on that thing, sniffing them. And I remember one day, I'm just sitting there because our bag room was right across from the belts, and I was just sitting there watching this dog, and all of a sudden he grabbed this duffel bag, and cop got him out, said whatever, and threw his ball, and the dog went and sat, and he radioed upstairs, let the bag go upstairs. So I called my guy upstairs and said, hey, man, you got some stuff going to go down up there. Sure enough, they busted a dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of cocaine.
Marijuana, I think most
Oh,
of
was
that.
it?
That was, back in the 80s.
So that was
90s.
always my joke. Like, I'm going to carry a little bit of cocaine just so I can pet the dog. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, here's this, I don't want to crap on the police people, but they
Yeah.
do phenomenal work. But when I first got down to St. Louis, the running joke at the airport was always that all the cops that worked at the airport, this is in the 80s, they were all the city rejects. I'm like, really? Well, all of a sudden there's this thing on the news that the airport police are looking for this certain vehicle. They got the color and the description of the car. They don't have the license plate number, but they need this person to check underneath because there's 3 sticks of dynamite under there that they were using as training for their bomb sniffing dog. They didn't write down the license plate number, nor did they put it on someone's car they knew. They just put it on a person's car that was in the short-term parking lot.
Oh my God.
And they just took off with it.
Yeah, someone called
They
in.
didn't know anything about it. Oh, geez.
Yeah, they found it. A day or so later, this
Yeah, I
person
bet
went
someone
out,
looked under and shit their
said,
pants.
"Holy," I don't know how much they got sued
Imagine
for
you
that
hit
one,
a
but
you hit a speed bump a little too hard. Like,
I don't know if it was wired, however it's set up to do it, but it
Flicking
was,
old Siggy out the window and
I
I
was
was
like,
back underneath.
I'm like, my gosh, these guys are bad. But they got a lot better.
yeah, I bet after that they did.
I bet they did too.
Maybe they bought their own damn car.
Yeah. Hey guys, the amount of money we just paid out, let's just get an old Taurus or something. Call it good. Yeah. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I did have a guy give me a car one day at the ticket counter.
Gave you a car?
Yeah, he was flying out. I kid you not. He just thought of this now. He goes, "Hey, how long can I leave a car out there before they're doing it?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, I'm moving to California." He goes, I go, "Well, they'll just leave it. They'll eventually tow it." And he goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "You got plates on?" He goes, "No, I stripped it of everything." I said, "You got the keys?" He goes, "Yeah." So he threw me the keys. He goes, "Here, have it." I said, "Okay." So, I mean, it was
What
just
the fuck?
It was this little piece of shit like Datsun something.
Yeah.
So my roommate and I, we went out there and just fucking beat around in the parking lot until they towed it away. We just drove it around every once in a while out in the parking lot. I mean, I would never take it out to the street.
I know. You went hooky bobbing on it or whatever.
No, not there, man.
Holy shit. Not a lot of people could say somebody gave me a car. I thought you were going to be like, yeah, a Matchbox car. Like,
No,
you know what I mean?
it
Like,
was. It was a piece of junk.
Yeah,
it had like no
it started.
muffler. Right, it ran.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't have a whole lot of gas in it. We ran it out and then we just left it there. And
Lit it on fire in an alley and called it a day.
No, we just left it in the short-term lot and figured eventually they found it. And
I heard a story once because isn't it super expensive to leave? Like if you leave your car, I mean, I guess they just tow it. I thought I read a story once that some guy to get back at like his girlfriend or something, he like rented a car in her name and then like left it. So it got tickets constantly and it got up to like 20 grand. I don't know. Maybe that's, I don't know. Anyway.
Little daydream of yours to get
I don't
back
know.
to somebody.
I have weird fucking dreams. So
pretty good.
Datsun kind of triggered a memory. One of my friends had one.
those were popular back
Beat
in
the
the day.
shit out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing was like, I looked it up because I was like, I've never heard of them in a long time. They
look like
Nissan
Pintos.
bought them and then phased out the name. So
Really?
yeah,
that would,
The old Datsun.
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
it was a
them.
Japanese car brand and Nissan
just
bought 'em.
little.
Yeah.
They were like little hatchbacks.
Yeah,
weren't
like
they?
little station wagon.
Yeah,
a
type
couple different
things.
models,
Yeah.
but yeah, just like they're just a very basic
I think they were
car.
they were pretty cheap because I mean,
yeah.
I remember they were everywhere like
Yeah.
way back in the day. But
And none of them were like, I got this sweet Datsun.
yeah, no one's like, dude, I found a
Remember
flawless
that awesome Datsun I had back in the day?
Dude, you can get at least $150 for that thing. That's
Didn't
awesome.
cruise the avenue in it.
Right, yeah.
Dude, that's a thing again.
I saw that.
It's so fucking weird to me, but I'm not knocking it. People do what you like. It's just
There's like motorcycle gangs out there every weekend.
Dude.
It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
all the crotch
Crotch
rockets. Like
rockets.
it's ridiculous.
yeah.
We're going to have to. Sounds like Patreon. Just saying.
Did we just start a car
Oh,
club?
we're gonna start riding crotch rockets
No,
on First
ooh,
Avenue.
no,
Oh,
let's
just
start a
go up
moped
and down.
gang.
I was going to say, you have a moped.
Let's start a
key.
moped gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get our ass kicked. That sounds wonderful.
You take them all to Mikey's suntan.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Get some spokes, get some lights in the wheels and everything else. Yeah.
Look, if I'm getting spray tan, they're sponsoring us. That's all I'm
Yes,
saying.
that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not doing this shit for free. So
Right?
yeah.
I love it.
I'm gonna be all drippy. Ugh.
Are you guys ready for a dad joke?
I think it is. I think
Guess
we
so.
are.
All right. Why did the Invisible Man turn down the job offer?
I don't know.
I'm giving John a chance to.
He couldn't see it.
Yep. He couldn't see himself doing it.
Oh, couldn't see himself doing it.
There you go.
There you go, yeah.
I mean, that counts.
I was waiting for you, Mike.
even
You
I
always
know.
jumped right in.
I kept thinking of like salary. I don't know what was going on in my head, but well done. That was good.
Invite a guest on, he shows you up.
It also, I know. God. He calls me out. I mean, he thinks he gives me one goddamn balloon and he can just be mean to me and steal my thunder all episode. It's fine.
Yeah, I didn't even give you a balloon. I'm going to do that.
It's true. It's true. You gave me a tri-tip though.
That's
That's
good.
true.
That's good.
You
And
gave me your meat.
That's very
Thank you, Eric.
very sexual sounding. The old
And
try
it
tip.
was juicy. Yeah.
Well, it's been another good one. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah,
That's
thank you
that's
so
really
much for
awesome.
having me.
When when you emailed in and had that stuff and we got talking about the airlines, it was like, oh, we got to have you on here for this stuff. And so you
there's
definitely
many
did
more.
not
I know.
disappoint. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Start writing them down as you have those random thoughts of shit that happen. Yeah, because I remember reading the first email. I'm like, fuck, we got to have John on. You know, like, he's just seen so much shit. And plus, you're just a great dude. So, but yeah, I mean, I really appreciate you coming on.
So thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
So again, if anyone has any ideas or, anything you're wondering if it's still cool, anything you want us to talk about, questions, please email us at we'restillcoolright@gmail.com. That's our name on all the socials. So
Yeah. So again, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you again
next week.
next week.
See you, everybody.
Right on.
Later.